Using mouse and keyboard on your favorite console is sometimes as simple as plugging it in and it works. But when it's not that simple, there's products like what Aimzenix brings to the table that enables mouse and keyboard on pretty much any modern console. Today we're going to be reviewing the Aimzenix Blader mouse and keyboard adapter with a full unboxing and feature guide. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. We've already reviewed the other Aimzenix products that you see over here. If you see a product that you want reviewed and it's on this side of the table, the video is already out, check it out. But today specifically, we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Aimzenix Blader device. Now this is the lower end or the cheapest of the mouse and keyboard adapters, but is it any less good of a product? We don't know. We got to pull it apart. We got to do some testing. Now, some of the features of this device are the following. This is a keyboard and mouse device that enables keyboard and mouse, obviously, on all of your consoles. It is plug and play, so there's no need to do any settings. It is programmable. You can set all of your keybinds to whatever you want. There will be default mappings that'll be on here, but there is the ability to change what those keybinds are. And the compatibility for consoles is PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and the Nintendo Switch. Now, most notably, the PlayStation 5 is left off of here. Now, I have my PlayStation 5 set up over there because they do say that it supports PlayStation 5, but only for PlayStation 4 games. So I'll maybe try plugging it in there and see, but I also have a special trick that I want to try to see if we can make this work on PlayStation 5 games as well. So later on in the video, after we do the unboxing, we will test that out, and then we'll do a full hands-on impression. So first we want to see what's inside the box. Now the packaging it's full color, if you will. It's kind of black and gray and red, but so it does have a user manual. This shows you how to use the device. It has a scannable QR code. So if you're not sure how to connect this QR code, you can scan it and it will show you exactly how to connect it to all of your systems. This is not going to be a review of how to connect this device unless we do unlock that top secret PlayStation 5 connection that I kind of alluded to. But for the most part, it's pretty simple. They all connect the same way. And the functionality should be the same. It does also have the shortcut keys, which tells you how to use all of the keys on here. There's also the Aimzenix card. This is a cardboard card, and it's got a letter to players. Dear players, it says, thank you for your trust in Aimzenix and choosing us. So thank you, Aimzenix team, for saying thank you. We'll start out with the cable here. So the cable it's a USB-C cable. It's a USB-C to USB-A cable, I guess I should say. But it does have this little adapter, which is a USB-A to USB-C adapter. This will allow us to use it with your Nintendo Switch easily, and in our case, because the PlayStation 5 Slim has USB-C ports on the front, I can connect to those as well. So it's got that, and then quite simply, you've got the dongle itself. Now the dongle is very simple. It has, where is it here? A USB-C port over on the side here. This is the main port that will connect it to whatever console you're planning to use this on. So Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, it's all gonna plug into that port right there. We have 3 other ports. So on this side, there's a USB-A port. This is likely our controller input port. So in a lot of cases, you're gonna need to have an official licensed controller plugged into this device because of how it pulls the license key. So this will spoof the console into thinking that you're using the controller that's plugged in, but really it's gonna grab the input from your keyboard and mouse off these other 2 USB ports. And that basically covers it. Now this is a button on the top, which should allow us to cycle between different profiles and potentially aid in the connection. So the next thing to do is jump over to my PlayStation, see if it works, and if it doesn't, I do have my Switch here as a backup to just kind of show you the connection and how it actually works. As expected, we can actually use this on our PlayStation 5 on a PlayStation 5 game if we use devices such as the Besavior U5 Dongle. Now, you've seen this dongle before. I've shown you how to hook it up before, so I don't want to go through all of the connection settings, but I will walk you through what I've got here. So I've got the Besavior U5 plugged into a USB-C to USB-A adapter. Now, it's important. The important thing is the adapter that came with the Aimzenix Blader is an okay adapter, but when I plugged it into the front and wiggled it around, I kept getting disconnection issues. So I'm using this other USB-C to USB-A adapter that I got with probably one of my cell phones, and it seems to be a lot more stable. Now, you don't have to plug your Besavior into the front port. You can plug it into the back USB-A port if you do not have one of these adapters, and then it should work just fine. We've followed the regular connection settings for the Besavior. We've got the PlayStation 5 controller plugged into the Besavior itself. So this is what's bypassing the system to make it think that we're using this PlayStation 5 controller, and then anything plugged off of this front port is able to just work. And in this case, it's the Aimzenix Blader adapter that we're using, and then we just have our keyboard and our mouse plugged right into those ports. So we do not need to use the extra USB port for another PlayStation controller because this is handling that side of the connection already. And what we've done is gotten into Rainbow Six Siege, and we have full keyboard support. Now I'm going to boot the game up in a second here, but how do we know that it's the PlayStation 5 version, not the PlayStation 4 version? Well, if I press this and I pull up the switcher and I go to Rainbow Six Siege and I go to Game Hub, this is going to show you this is the PlayStation 5 version of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. And when I press play game, here we are in the game. I do not have the PlayStation 4 version installed at all anyway, but just in case you're wondering, this is definitely the PlayStation 5 version. I can hit spacebar to play, and I think we are going into a match. Estimated wait time, 41 seconds. One thing I don't understand, so I am not a Rainbow Six player, and it's going to be very obvious very shortly once I get into the game because I have no idea what I'm doing. But I don't understand why I gotta wait to get into a match, especially when this is a bot match. Like, I didn't want to go online and play against real online people in this format. So, because, you know, we're just testing. This is not fair to players for me to be trying to, you know, make a video while I'm testing this thing out. So we'll see if this works. Now, one question you're gonna have is, what if I have wired headphones? I need to plug those into something to get sound. This does not have a wired headphone connection, so you will not be able to use wired headphones with this setup. Now, I personally use USB headphones, which have a little dongle. So if you have those, they can plug in and those will work. Or if you're using the setup like we've got with the Besavior U5 dongle, then you can always plug your headphones into the headphone port on the PlayStation 5 controller that's being used for the license, and you would be able to use your wired headphones in that case. So it's been a while. We've been waiting for this match to load. I backed out, went back in. I waited like 10 minutes. Now I'm at 1 minute and 30. I don't know what's going on with this. I told you guys I don't play Rainbow Six Siege. So I can show you that I can at least navigate around here. In the menu, you can see me moving along up there. I can hit Battle Pass. I can toggle through all of this. So if this works here, then it should work in the game, but I can't even show you guys that because the game's not loaded. So let's load a game that will actually let me play. And that is Astro's Playroom. Astro's Playroom is a game that requires a PlayStation 5 controller. If keyboard and mouse works on Astro's Playroom, then it works on every single PlayStation 5 game that you can imagine. So normally it would get hung up right here where it says this is not a proper controller that you've got connected. So I can continue, and then this will just start me right into here, and then I'll show you that we can move around and do our thing. So here we are. And then you can see we can look around. I'll move that out of the way so I can go like this. And we can walk around while we're moving. We can jump. Everything. Full support. Now, like I said, this works on your Nintendo Switch, it works on your Xbox, it'll work on all of those. The only one that's a little bit extra finicky is your PlayStation 5 connection, which we've just shown also works. Now let's jump back and talk about kind of the performance of this device. Now you've seen that the Blader works on your PlayStation 5. We know that it's going to work on every other console. So let's talk about how it actually works, how it functions. Now, the first thing that we talked about was it is customizable. You can change all of the controls. Now, the control changes are done through key combinations. So for example, if you want to adjust the sensitivity of your mouse, you would use the scroll wheel to adjust it up or down. You saw while we were playing the game that I had to move the mouse around a lot for Astro to kind of look around. And that's kind of the default setting. You can make it so that you move it a little bit less and it moves a lot bigger, just like you would on your regular PC if you're playing with mouse and keyboard on any other device. So it does have that full customizability. You can change your keybinds as we talked about, and those are done through pressing special key combinations to tell it, I'm going to learn a new key, and then you can map those to whatever button you would like. So it does come preloaded with the keybinds that match most PC kinds of setups, so you're not fumbling for the right button. But if you wanted to change what that was, you certainly can. Now, some of the downsides of this is it does not have app control like some of the other devices have here. This is the basic no frills mouse and keyboard adapter. Now, this is very comparable to a lot of the other generic mouse and keyboard adapters. There are other adapters on Amazon that you can get for about $20, and this Aimzenix Blader is looking to fill that space so that they had some competition. Now, the Aimzenix team are not just about budget adapters. They go all the way up to the monster over there. They're full on competition for some of the high-end mouse and keyboard adapters, and that monster is no different. So whatever your budget, Aimzenix has a product that is right for you that still gets the job done. Now, the question you guys might be having is, what's the performance like? The performance is actually really solid. So as you're playing through your games, you're gonna find that it's pretty stable. The biggest problem that I had was using that USB-C adapter. It was a little bit lower quality, and when I wiggled the connection around, I was suffering from disconnection events. So if you need a USB-C connection on your device, in this case my PlayStation 5, you probably want to get a USB-C to USB-C cable. Otherwise, the USB-A to USB-C cable works just fine in all situations. You can get higher quality mouse and keyboard. There is really no perceivable input lag, and that's the important thing. If you're playing with mouse and keyboard, you probably want to get some sort of a competitive advantage, and if you had input lag, it would get rid of all of that competitive advantage. So this allows you to use mouse and keyboard with full support and no input lag. That's the important thing. So for 20 bucks or less, you can get one of these devices. I will put links in the description where you can find that on the Amazon store. And don't forget to check out our other videos where we review the other Aimzenix products as well. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.